A very good afternoon and welcome to our special election broadcast, Verdict 2016. I'm Tina Jha. Let's start straight away with the headlines. 85% turnout in second and final phase of polling in Assam. Clashes reported in Barpeta. Teenager dies of injuries. Election Commission now probing whether death due to security action. %80 turnout in assembly elections in West Bengal in the second part of the first phase. Sporadic incidents of violence reported. Rebel faction of Vijayakant's DMDK extends unconditional support to Karunanidhi's DMK. Party formed just 2 days ago over Vijayakant's decision to ally with the PWF. And after Twitter, Election Commission ties up with Facebook to encourage voters to exercise their franchise. Well, there has been a high voter turnout in Assam that went to polls yesterday. The second and final phase in which voters in 61 constituencies exercised their franchise saw a high turnout of 85%.
A high voter turnout in Assam as the last votes were cast for the second and final phase of elections. Voting concluded for assembly seats spread across lower and central Assam for an assembly with a strength of 126.
By and large, the poll was peaceful. There was one incident which has been reported in Barpeta. Overall, I am saying in the second, in the 1B phase, it was very peaceful, free from violence, free from injury, and very swift action everywhere so that any clash, any major clash could be averted.
In 2011 assembly polls in Assam, the voter turnout in the 61 assembly seats which went to polls in the final phase was 76.05%, while it was 80.21% in the 2014 Lok Sabha elections in the same constituencies.
Seem to be casting your vote for the first time, is that what it is?
Yes, this is my first time.
Oh, that's wonderful. How's the feeling?
As I'm feeling good.
What seems to be most important for you as far as, in terms of issues for casting your vote?
For me, changes regarding health and education is more important. And yes.
Also job facility. For a student, it is main thing is job facility. They are going to there after that finishing their education. Main thing is that. So because of this, there's development of all sides are required.
So that's clear out here. It seems the basic.
While massive security was in place in Barpeta, there was a clash between CRPF jawans and locals who pelted stones. The CRPF personnel resorted to lathi charge to disperse the crowd. A 19-year-old boy died of injuries. The EC is verifying whether he received injuries during the melee or in the action by security men. A magisterial probe has been ordered by the EC into the circumstances leading to the teenager's death. Among the prominent candidates who were fighting in the final phase were cabinet ministers Rakibul Hussain, Chandan Sarkar and Nazrul Islam from the Congress, former two-time Chief Minister and veteran AGP leader Prafulla Kumar Mohanta, AIUDF Chief and Dhubri MP Badruddin Ajmal, and former Congress Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who is now in the BJP.
Would reward the Congress party for the good work it has done for the people of Assam in the last 15 years.
कि ये फेस्टिवल ऐसा है सारे जाति धर्म से सबसे ऊपर अपने मुल्क का मैं समझता हूँ एक गणतांत्रिक जो सिस्टम है उसका सबसे बड़ा ईद का दिन है.
While the Congress looks forward to retaining power for the fourth successive term, the BJP has called for a parivartan to usher in development. With Vishal Dahiya, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And just as the polling process got over in Assam, an FIR was lodged against State Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi under electoral laws on the instructions of the Election Commission. The FIR was lodged for holding a press conference when the second and final phase of assembly polls in the state was on, as it could have influenced voters. That's what the Election Commission says. The EC also says that Gogoi holding a press conference within 48 hours before the end of poll was not advisable. But Gogoi went ahead with the event where he reportedly alleged that a candidate and a former minister was detained at his residence. The deputy EC said when the commission checked the facts, it was found that poll officials had gone to check whether there was a congregation at the candidate's residence and he was not detained. The Assam Chief Minister now alleges that the Election Commission is biased.
Election Commission yesterday allowed Hemant to take out a rally, and today, not only there, before that, Roki got check Kali senior minister, ex-minister, Amar Potte Manogar, check Korise, down got free hand. So what does it mean? More clarification you don't need. As much as violate course, all right, you can take law. I am law-abiding citizen. When chief minister, he might law violate course. As a violate course, definitely I am liable. Election Commission has all the authority.
And moving on now to West Bengal, where the second part of the first phase of polling took place yesterday. Let's get you all the election from the West Bengal segment as well. Well, the voter turnout in West Bengal was also equally impressive. 80% turnout recorded in 31 seats that went to polls in the second part of the first phase of polling yesterday.
The second part of the first phase of elections in West Bengal concluded with sporadic incidents of violence.
Within the premise or within the polling station, in any of the polling station of the West Bengal in 31 assembly constituency, no violence, injury or any type of death has taken place, clash has taken place. That is inside the premise. However, during the polling hours, we got some information, some sporadic information that some type of political clash between the workers of different political parties had taken place.
For the 2011 assembly polls in West Bengal, the turnout in 31 of the 294 seats which went to elections on Monday was 83.72%, while in 2014 general elections it was 83.39%.
सिक्योरिटी तो अच्छा है, ठीक है, वोट भी ठीक चल रहा है, सब लाइन से है, सिक्योरिटी तो पहले से खड़ा है, हम लोग का ठीक टाइमली एंट्री करने दिया.
There was information of sporadic clashes between workers of different political parties. In Jammuria, 2 sacks containing crude bombs were found 2 kilometers away from a polling station, but no untoward incident was reported. In Raniganj, a candidate and her husband entered a polling station, leading to disciplinary action against the presiding officer and an FIR against those who violated the rules.
I personally understand that the entire election commission is sleeping like a small baby at the lap of Mamata Banerjee's government.
हमारा अधिकार वोट देना था, जिन्हें वोट देते हैं.
अच्छा है वोट देना, ऐसे अपना अधिकार है वोट देना और जिसको चुनना है अपना चुनेगा, इसीलिए वोट दिए हैं.
Voting for the remaining phases in the state will take place on April 17, 21, 25, 30 and May 5th. Counting will take place on May 19 for the 294-member assembly. With Pranav Goswami, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Time for a very short break here, but all the updates from Tamil Nadu and Kerala on the other side.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries on Rajya Sabha Television.
I'm Amritan Shura and you're watching Constitutionally Yours.
Political will is also missing.
अगर आप देखेंगे तो लिटरेसी रेट बहुत बढ़ी है.
यहाँ पे हम लोग consolation prize नहीं दे रहे.
Child labor is heavily required. So how to tackle that problem?
If there is violation of any provision, any law, judiciary will take actions.
Join us as we try to understand contemporary issues related to the Constitution. Watch Constitutionally Yours on Rajya Sabha Television.
Thanks for staying with us. News now from Polban, Tamil Nadu. In a major poll boost for the DMK in the state, the breakaway group of the DMDK has announced unconditional support to the Karunanidhi brigade. The announcement came just hours after DMK Treasurer MK Stalin invited Makkal DMDK to meet party chief Karunanidhi. The Makkal DMDK is the breakaway group of the Vijaykanth-led party. It was founded just 2 days ago by expelled functionaries of the DMDK who supported an alliance with the DMK, opposing the party's tie-up with People's Welfare Front. Now, the Makkal DMDK leader Chandrakumar, who was the propaganda secretary of the DMDK and also the chief party whip in the outgoing assembly, said his party would work with DMK without any precondition. And also, the PMK released its first list of candidates yesterday. The list includes names of 45 candidates, including senior leader and former MLA K. Armugam. The PMK is contesting on all 234 seats in Tamil Nadu. It has announced its youth wing leader and Dharampuri MP Ambumani Ramadas as its CM candidate. Meanwhile, in order to spread awareness among voters in Tamil Nadu, the Election Commission has now entered into a partnership with social media giant Facebook. It will help the poll body to reach out to 31% of the electorate in Tamil Nadu and achieve 100% turnout. The move comes just days after the Election Commission's tie-up with Twitter to give a fillip to its Tamil Nadu 100% campaign. Facebook India Director Anki Das said she was delighted to partner with the poll watchdog. She said from the 15th May, Facebook users in Tamil Nadu will see news feed reminders with informational links about their polling stations. Such messages will remind and ask them to go and vote. The social networking website is also in talks with Kerala for a similar campaign. And let's now go across to our correspondent Akhilesh Suman, who joins us live from Chennai. Akhilesh, a very good afternoon. A shot in the arm for the DMK, is it, in the state? The Makkal DMDK has extended unconditional support to Karunanidhi. But how much of an impact is this alliance going to make in the vote share?
Yeah, indeed, it will have an impact on the alliance, because suppose DMK is the second pole of the whole Tamil Nadu politics. After AIADMK is in power, DMK is considered to be the most powerful party in the state of Tamil Nadu. Even though the DMK was not the leader of opposition in this state, DMDK was the leader of opposition. But when people from DMDK are coming to DMK, that means that DMK is getting stronger. Right. When I asked the DMDK people that why it is happening, they said that in normal election time it happens, so it is not a big deal, people will come and go. But I think that the person who has left the party, they had a very strong logic that once, if we want to weaken the AIADMK, if we want not to divide the polls against the AIADMK, we need to be in one fold. That fold should be DMK. Their alliance should be with DMK. So I think this logic was not accepted and they have to leave the party. So it is in favor of DMK anyway. And if you see another poll, that is PMK has been another poll that was in the last election aligned with BJP in the state. But now they are fighting alone. Yeah. So it is in a way boon to Jayalalitha, because Jayalalitha wants that anti-Jayalalitha votes should be divided in different ways so that Jayalalitha get the maximum pro-Jayalalitha votes. So in a way, when DMK has got something, out of PMK they have lost something. So it is very interesting situation that polls are going to be somehow three polar confrontation among the political parties, and PMK is becoming the fourth pole that people are telling that it is a spoiler in the state politics.
All right, Akhilesh, many thanks for joining us and giving us those details. So political equations, they're changing in Tamil Nadu just a month ahead of those crucial polls. Moving on, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha has announced phase-wise prohibition of liquor in the state. But her adversaries are not impressed. They are questioning her intent, even as they call it a decision taken due to pressure.
Chief Minister Jayalalitha is promising to enforce prohibition in Tamil Nadu. The opposition is calling it a ploy to divide the vote against her.
Just 2 months back, during the last session of the Tamil Nadu Assembly, the budget session, the excise minister of the state government, in the presence of the chief minister, had categorically stated that prohibition is not possible in the state. The revenue the government gets out of prohibition is a huge sum, and the government cannot introduce prohibition. Now, since the elections are nearing and the DMK was the first party to declare that prohibition will be imposed in the state, there is no other alternative for the Chief Minister except to say this. But nobody believes it.
In her first election speech, Jayalalitha blamed Karunanidhi for relaxing the ban on liquor in 1971. The DMK claims the party saw the error of its ways and imposed total prohibition barely 2 years later.
In 71, we introduced prohibition because of the need. There was no revenue sharing from the government of India. But in 1973, we reintroduced prohibition. After just within 2 years, prohibition was reintroduced to the state. But in 1978, when MGR came to power, the ADMK rule, MGR introduced, lifted prohibition. MGR did not use the government machinery to sell liquor. Jayalalitha started TASMAC, an organization to sell liquor. And it was Jayalalitha's idea of collection of revenue by the government itself selling liquor.
Jayalalitha's promise to impose prohibition is an outcome of increasing public perception in recent times that poor households are being destroyed by the easy availability of liquor. Added to this is the fact that children and students are getting addicted to alcohol.
जो गरीब घर के लोग हैं जिनकी डेली की इनकम जो है 200, 300, 400, 500 डिपेंडिंग अपॉन देयर स्किल, वो अगर आधा पैसा उसमें शराब में खर्चा कर देगा तो अपने परिवार को कैसे चलाएगा? इसकी वजह से जो है फैमिली ज़्यादा अफेक्ट होती रही, पॉवर्टी होता रहा। अब है कि शराब बंद होने की जो कानून जयललिता गवर्नमेंट ने बताया है, अब उसके आगे उसको कैसे लागू करती है और कैसे उसके ऊपर जो है टोटल प्रोहिबिशन लाती है, वो जो है देखना पड़ेगा। अगर ला देती है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है।
The decision could cost the Tamil Nadu government a loss of 30,000 crore rupees in revenue. Observers say it will not yield much in terms of political capital for Jayalalitha.
So on the one hand, Jayalalitha government is filing sedition cases against those who are demanding prohibition. On the other hand, Jayalalitha is telling that she will introduce prohibition in a phased manner. Her credibility as far as this issue is concerned is at the rock bottom level. So this is not going to fetch her any votes. If at all she is going to win, she will win with other parameters, not on these parameters.
In any case, the DMK and the rest of the opposition have all promised prohibition. It will be interesting to see how Jayalalitha's promise works out for her.
There are instances in Tamil Nadu that in last 5 years, some people have spoken for prohibition and they have been put in jail under the charges of NSA and sedition. Now it will be interesting to see whether voters are impacted due to this announcement of Chief Minister Jayalalitha or not. Akhilesh Soman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person Om Prakash in Chennai.
And from Tamil Nadu, moving on to the other poll-bound state of Kerala, our correspondent Ravindra Shoran spoke with Congress MP from Malappuzha, K.C. Venugopal, who said Kerala has witnessed development activities in a very large way under the ruling UDF government. He also expressed confidence of coming back to power. Listen in.
We are ruling the state for the last 5 years, United Democratic Front. Kerala has witnessed development activities in a very larger way. Not only the believers of the UDF, our opponents, independent people will agree that Kerala never seen such a development activities as happening now at the time of Ummanchandi government. Major projects like Kannur Airport, Kochi Metro, Vizhinjam Port, and then this smart city. These are the ways. Then around, I think around 350 bridges, new bridges.
Sir, you have a long list of achievement of your party and your UDF government. But on the other side, we have seen that the farmers of this state are in distress, the coir workers are in distress, cashew nut workers are in distress.
No, I think coir side there is a little problem, but the state government has done a lot of things. We are expecting a good initiative from the central government because of coir board is not functioning properly. Coir board is under central government. They are not even convened because only one month before they constituted the coir board committee itself. In coir sector there is a problem for the coir workers. But government of Kerala has fixed their minimum wages. Hike from 100% hike has been given.
One more thing which is coming on front, sir, right? Because this Alapura area is a tourist dominated, with a lot of tourists coming here, and it has a lot of effect on the economy of this district. People are saying if the prohibition in the present shape comes here, it will affect the tourism.
Oh, I know. I'm not agreeing with that. Why are you telling that? People coming to Alapura, is they coming for drinking? I don't see, because of the scenic beauty, very good backwater, one of the most fantastic beaches and connecting canals. The nature and the God-given Alapura is very much. Only that because of people are coming to Alapura.
पिछले बार भी 9 जो विधान सभाएं हैं, उनमें से 7 LDF के पास थी. तो आपको लगता है कि वो ट्रेंड बदलेगा इस बार?
Certainly. Last time we have won. Out of 7, we won. Our Home Minister, Ramesh Chennitthala, is one of the elected person. Rest of the 6 with the CPM. But in Parliament election, both the last election and before the election, I won. Now we are expecting majority of the seats in this parliamentary constituency will be stand with the UDF, and I am quite sure.
And that's all we have for you at the moment. But for more election updates, we'll come back to you at 6:30 p.m. today evening. Till then, keep watching Rajya Sabha TV.